Hey everybody, Jeff Gagne. How you doing? Welcome back. This is going to be a book review episode. Today we're going to be talking about The Alchemist. Behind me, you guys have been seeing my bookshelf. This one here right on top, that's what I refer to as my master bookshelf. That's a group of books that when my wife and I, we ran from the wildfire, the Waldo Canyon wildfire, and we had to evacuate. We were gone. We had just enough time to pack up the important stuff in our house. I had just enough time before the police were knocking on our front door telling us we had to get the heck out to throw all of those books into one backpack and take them with me. Not a real big deal. I obviously could have rebought each and every one of them, but I know I would have rebought each and every one of them. So they came with me. Those books are that important to me. The Alchemist is one of those. And I have been talking to you. I've been getting up in your face about your goals and your dreams, and you really need to do this. This is what you need to do. Writing your story and going after the things that you want are absolutely critical. We only get one go around on this earth. We only get to go around the sun so many times on it, and you have to go after this stuff. It is absolutely non-negotiable. You simply have to. And some of the books, I know not everybody gets to read as much as I do, and there's a lot of information. A lot of these books have helped me out enormously. So I want to share these things with you. So whether you end up picking them up and going through them yourself or not, or just get the gist and get the idea, both will work. That's going to be up to you. But The Alchemist, this one here is about a shepherd boy named Santiago who just doesn't want to be a shepherd. He does not want to be a shepherd boy. He imagines a bigger, more grand life. He imagines himself living a more epic life. So he doesn't just want to be a shepherd boy in Spain. So he ends up going on a quest, ends up learning about and hearing about a buried treasure near the pyramids in Egypt, which back there and back then, being a shepherd boy is a huge quest. It's epic, and he ends up undertaking it. The whole story is about that. Runs into all kinds of challenges, runs into different people that he meets, learns plenty of different lessons along the way. And the epic life, it is referred to in this book, they refer to it as his personal legend. And in the book, if you happen to pick this up and read it, just translate every time I say when you need to rewrite your story from here forward, when you need to write your story to live exactly the life you want to live, that's the same thing that the Alchemist is talking about every time he mentions his personal legend. And I just want to read you something real quick from the back of it. Lush, evocative, and deeply humane, the story of Santiago is an eternal testament to the transforming power of our dreams and the importance of listening to our hearts. The transformative power of our dreams and the importance of listening to our hearts. We know whether we have a job, whether we are making a decision, whether we're spending money, whether we are about to take a new job, take a promotion, or take a job that's going to move us to a different state. We know, even if we haven't gone through exercises to write our story, we know what we want our story to be like. We know the kind of life that we want to live. Even if we haven't done these exercises or some of the exercises in previous Succelsior TV episodes, we know in our hearts what's right and what's not. We know if we're doing it just for the money. We know if we're doing it just for the prestige or for what other people may think. They think it's the right move, so I think I should do it. We know. And I have to tell you right from the top, to realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. Right there. Let me bring it a little closer. To realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. That's from the book, and it kind of gives you a feel for what. It's a 160-page book. It's a tiny paperback. You can read it in a couple hours, no problem. It's a great story. It's a lot of fun, and it will make you think. It will make you think about your story and whether or not you have the courage to write your story from today going forward. Like I've said, everything that's happened from our birth right up until this moment, we can't do anything about. That's part of our story too. But from this moment going all the way to infinity, all the way until we are dead, we get to rewrite it. We get to write it, but we have to have the courage to do that. Santiago ends up going on his quest. I'm not going to give away the book. The ending, for those of you that want to read it, because I'm not that kind of guy. It would bug me if somebody did that for me. But you need to have the courage. You need to write your story, and you need to learn the tips, tools, tricks, strategies, everything that it takes to do that. You're going to have to get your financial life in order. You're going to have to realize that jobs are stepping stones. We need them, but we need them in a different way than we think we do. And there are a lot of different things about our lives that we have been taught, we have been conditioned to believe because of mass think, group think, advertising, marketing, all of that beating upon us, that if we change our mentality just a little bit, just by a few degrees, the results will be massive in how you recreate the future story of your life. So, again, The Alchemist, you can find this anywhere. You can find it for a few bucks on eBay. Just have it mailed right to you. It is absolutely worth it. It's 160 pages, but I will tell you that this is a book that I have read in between 15 and 20 times. I needed to read it that many times to get myself over humps, to get myself through a dark period where I didn't want to take this business further. I didn't want to help anybody pursue their dreams. I wasn't going after mine. I kept reading this book. I read it over and over and over again. There are a few times, different times, separated by 6 months or a year, where I've actually finished reading the last page, and because it hit me so hard, actually started over again and read it back to back. It's that good a story. But the gist of it for me, if you're not going to go read the book, is you need to have the courage to start the journey to write the story of your life from this day going forward. The Alchemist, worth the read. If you're not going to read it, have the courage to write your own story going forward. Our story is our most important thing. It's the one we care about the most. It's what determines whether or not we are passionate, joyful, and full of love in our lives, and if we're not. We know when we're not following our story, and we know when we are. Have the courage. Start following your story today. Email me at jeffgagne@gmail.com. Tell me about your story. I want to know. See you next time.